cannot fool around tonight. We've got to do a little bit of a tribute to Mr. Eric Carle, and so we are going to do a little bit of an homage to him, and so it's going to be, I think, a fun one. And we're gonna, oops, that's what it's going to look like.
Has that ever happened?
No. Hope you were paying attention.
How did that even exist?
I that was my practice, and then I accidentally undid it.
Erased the last 15 seconds of your mind, you guys.
It's all right. It's all right. Now you know where we're going.
Now you have to surprise us in other ways.
Yes. Okay. So we're going to start with a little circle here on the right-hand side of the paper, and then we're just going to do a series of loops, like bumps. Basically, you're drawing like a C, a letter C, and it's going to be a little bit bigger than the first one. All right.
And then we're going to draw. This is you just wanting everyone to be a Cubs fan.
Yeah.
Right.
And then we're going to make another one.
C and another C.
And that one's going to be a little bit bigger. And then we can, depending on how much room you have, you can keep making it bigger. When you get to the middle of the page, you're going to want to start to make them a little bit smaller.
Do you mind scrolling down the comments for me there? Got a little log jammed. There we go.
Gotta do everything around here.
I knew they were talking about the reveal, but I couldn't see any of it.
All right. So then we're going to end with a little one at the end. So we got our little, this is the hungry caterpillar, right? So it's not this is when he's a little bit full.
Okay.
And I encourage you, if you want to make it even bigger, you can. Now for his face, his eyes, we're going to draw a couple circles here. All right. So far, so good. And then we're going to draw another smaller circles inside.
Nice.
Okay.
You have some really kind participants here. Kelly missed the sneak peek because she was reading a text. Barb was grabbing a marker. She missed it.
Wow, that's really nice.
I love you guys.
All right, now we are going to do some antenna up here, and they basically, it's just a little shape like that, and then another one.
This reminds me of that game. What was that game that had, like, you put the little things in?
Cooties.
Cooties.
Yeah,
yes.
It's a little bit like cooties.
Right.
All right, now I'm just going to draw a series of feet on this hungry caterpillar, and it's basically a line.
Music notes.
And yeah, it's kind of like a little music note, right? Real simple. Again, this is sort of an homage. This is not exactly how he would do it. Obviously, he would have tissue paper. Right. So, but there are some little hairs on the back. So we'll do a little series of dashes up along the back to give it this caterpillar a little bit of a look. And then, of course, the fun part is the color. So now there are some things you can do to make it, even if you're not using tissue paper. What you can do is you could start out with, depending on what kind of media you're using, if you're using media that can't go on top of each other, so like if you're using paint, you can do light colors over dark colors. But if you're doing like markers, it's harder to do that. So you do light and then dark over that. One thing that could be fun with this is to do markers and then do colored pencils over the top. And that could give you some texture.
Yeah.
So in this case, I'm going to pretend like I have a marker. And I'm going to start with lighter colors. And I'm going to color in, as we remember, he used different kinds of colored paper. So there was all this little really good variation. Oops, that one is red. And I'm just going to put some of it in there. And then I'm just going to go a little bit darker. And I'm just going to kind of fill it in over the top of that. And just some kind of scribbles, textures, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll go with a little bit darker. Maybe make it a little bit, even some blue in there.
It's kind of funny looking at the comments because Paul said yum right after people said cooties. But I think he was referring to Steven's dipping dots.
Let's hope so. All right. So we got our little body there. Now, the head, Eric did red. So I'm going to color that in with this really cool red color.
Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, I like that. Mm-hmm.
And the antenna were kind of like a bluish purple, right?
Yeah. How do you remember that?
Because I did a practice.
Okay.
Some of you may have
the
realized.
Sneak peek, yeah.
Yes. So we're going to do kind of a bluish.
So Zentangles or doodles could work too. Do you know anything about Zentangles?
You know, that sounds familiar, but I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah. Christmas caterpillar, Martha says. Right? He does have a Christmas look to him.
And then he's got the outside part of his eye is yellow. Like this. And then his inside of his eye, I think and the little nose is like a green.
I wonder if Eric Carle ever was he a part of like any sort of animation show? Like, did any of his books get animated?
I don't know. It's a good question.
You know, I would love to see if that was something that ever happened with any 70 of those books.
I'm going to just do some scribbles here on parts of it. So, and then we'll do the same thing with the red. We'll do some darker lines in the red.
Well, Jenna put up zentangle.com, so we'll have to check that out later. No idea.
Sounds good.
Yeah. That's cool, honey. I like the
All right, and then
texture.
a little fun extra is you can put a little shadow under him. Make it look a little 3D. If you want to make him levitating, you can. I'm just going to make him kind of sitting here. And there's a little, a very hungry caterpillar who has gotten through at least a few of the days of eating. He maybe could be a little bit bigger, but kind of a fun one this week, I think.
I like that. That was fun. Well, and of course, last week's with the paper airplane and what did we call that? The technique that was scribble art? Is that what some people were saying? There were some really neat examples of this. And you see little Marty with his little parachute there, Helen.
Yeah, I like that.
So
it's really good.
And she had incorporated so many hearts in there.
A lot of good variety on here.
Yeah.
We've got Helen and Steven. Yeah. Really like his incorporating the sun with the little glasses on there. That's pretty cool.
Almost like a self-portrait. Does it? Like
I almost thought it looked like him too. Yeah,
I know. I think it's adorable.
Martha, like
Scribble
Martha's
drawing.
here.
That's right. I know. That
nice,
pops
bright spring colors.
Background.
And I think we have one. Yeah, Jennifer. Then, boy, she had a lot going on. She took the organic shapes that came out of the scribble, and then I'm assuming created things out of that. So there's the palette, the little bird. Right? Marty's in there.
So creative.
Super good job, you guys. Thank you for sending those in. If you drew the Very Hungry Caterpillar, I want to see what it looked like. I want to see how chubby yours was, how full it was. I want to see how you did the colors. Yeah. And see how you did the colors. Send those into kj@escapeadulthood.com. And if you've done any drawings along the way, we love to see them. Please send them our way. This email goes to both of us, and we love seeing your work.
Yes, we do.